and welcome to this week's video. I will be picking my TBR for March. Yeah, for March. I'm going to be doing it with my Bookopoly board. For those who haven't seen it before, I'll put it on screen. I'll also just leave it on screen for the whole time because I don't have a second camera to use, so I'm going to do it on my laptop and then kind of put it on screen for you for that. I'm going to be picking 8 books for my TBR for March. And for my Bookopoly board, the die I'm going to be using is a D12. This is one of my D&D dice. I think there's a little demon guy inside. I don't know if you guys can see. It's like green and white. Demon or goblin or werewolf. I don't really know. I'm going to be using the D12 so I can get all the way around the board, because if I use a normal D6, which is your normal die, I don't think I'll get all the way around the way I want to. So I'm going to do that with this. And let's just get right into the first one, I guess. Roll, it is 9. Nope, that's 6. And we're gonna start at the most recent book bought as my go point, because I didn't write a go point. So I don't know if I have one. It says read a murder mystery, but I don't know if I have one. So let me go see if there is one on my shelf. After looking, I figured out I have one singular murder mystery on my shelf. And it's not even a book that I bought for myself. I bought it with a friend to do a buddy read because she wanted to read it, and I was like, oh, well, I'll do it with you. So I'll have to text her about doing the buddy read for it. And it's Open Season by CJ Box. I don't know anything about CJ Box really. I just know they have a ton of books. There's a ton of CJ Box books. I'll read you the little blurb on the back. Joe Pickett is the new game warden in 12 Sleep, Wyoming, a town where nearly everyone hunts in the game warden, especially one like Joe, who won't take bribes or look the other way, is always far from popular. When Joe finds a local hunting outfitter dead, splayed out on the woodpile behind his state-owned home, he takes it personally and thrusts himself into a mystery that threatens a life and family he loves. I don't know, I really don't know anything about this or CJ Box, and I'll have to text my friend to see if she wants to buddy read this, but this is the only murder mystery I own. So we'll just roll for the next one, and maybe it'll be something I own more books of. I don't know. So if I roll or count wrong, just ignore it, okay? It's a 10. Oh, so that one's a book in a series. Okay, I have lots of options. So the thing is, I'll do the second or third book in a series, I think. Let me look what I have. For this one, I'm going to be picking the second book in a series, because it doesn't say start a new series, it says a book in a series. So for this, I am picking Beasts of Ruin, which is the second book to Beasts of Prey by Anya Gray. Don't come at me for the covers not matching. It upsets me too. Also with this, I think there's a third book out. I'll put it on screen. I don't know what it's called off the top of my head. I enjoyed Beasts of Prey, so I'm excited to pick up Beasts of Ruin, and then whatever the third book is called. You'll have to forgive me for the names in this and if I say them wrong, but here's a little blurb. Ikosa was once a city of magic and splendor. Now 100 years after the rupture scarred the sky and devastated the land and its people, magic is no more than a myth. Until one night when Coffee, an indentured beastkeeper at the infamous Night Zoo, unexpectedly unleashes a dangerous, untamed power that is secretly brewing within her for years. She set into motion a chilling sequence of events that not only upends her whole life, her world, but also links her to a complicated stranger with secrets of his own. As a warrior and trainer for the elite Sons of the Six, Ekon's task is to stop Coffee in her attempt to flee the Night Zoo. Instead, she saves him from the Shintani, the monster that has plagued Lokusa for nearly a century, stalked Ekon's nightmares. Following their chance encounter with the beast, Coffee and Ekon, each with a hidden agenda, strike a tentative bargain, teaming up to capture the Shintani as hope for a solution to their dire circumstances. To do so, they must enter the great jungle, a world steeped in wild, frightening magic and untold dangers. But once the hunt begins, it quickly becomes unclear whether they are the hunters or the hunted. So I remember the first book, like I said before, I really enjoyed, so I'm excited to be picking up the second book in the series now. And I can't wait to see where our story takes us, because the ending of this one was a little bit twisty, a little bit of, a little uncertainty on what's going to happen. So I'm excited to be picking up the next book. For our third one, we are rolling a 4. Read a book with water. Okay. For this one, I'm going to be picking Dragon Fruit by Maki Lucier. I'm assuming this one has the sea in it, water, because they're looking for sea dragons. So I'm gonna assume that that is innately in there, otherwise where are the sea dragons coming from? But I'm excited about this one. I heard things about it a little bit ago on Book Talk, but then I really haven't seen much on it. Here's a little blurb for it. Ellie of Tomorrind is the cherished daughter of an old island family. But when her father steals a sea dragon egg meant for an alien princess, she is forced into a life of exile. In the years that follow, Hanalei finds solace in studying the majestic sea dragons that roam the Nomani Sea, until one day an encounter with a female dragon offers her what she desires most, a chance to return home and to right a terrible wrong. I'm not sure how you say this because it's a really long name. Samahitamahinlei, Sam, is the last remaining prince of Tomorrind, but he can never inherit the throne, for Tomorrind is a matriarchal society. With his mother ill and his grandmother nearing the end of her reign, Sam is left with two choices: to marry or to find a cure for the sickness that has plagued his mother for 10 long years. When a childhood companion returns from exile, she brings with her something that he has not felt in a very long time: hope. But Hanalei and Sam are not the only ones searching for the dragon fruit, and as they battle enemies both near and far, there's another danger they cannot escape: that of the dragon fruit itself. I'm excited. My apologies for mispronouncing any names in this whole video. I think it's like a good little YA. I don't know if there's more books or if it's a standalone. I kind of hope for a standalone because I've got 2 series already on here. I mean, not that it really matters, but we'll see. I'm excited to get into the story and figure out who our little bat character is. Our little, I think he's a bat. He looks like a bat to me. I'm excited to meet the bat. Okay, sue me. I love a little animal friend in a book. For our 4th role, I love number 5. Oh, well, that'll be super easy. Read a book with a map in the front. Okay. That's like every book I own, because I read fantasy. I like going fantasy. For this book, I'm picking Blood Over Bright, Hidden by Emma Wong, with my die down. And Evidence. Map. I've heard nothing but great things about this book, and people recommended it to me a lot based on the other stuff that I read. And I even started it, but then I got distracted, and so I made it to page 4. I've recently gone back into reading my physical books. I have not for a very long time. I've just been listening to audiobooks or reading like webtoons and manga. So I haven't been reading a lot of my physical books, so there's a lot of these that I've started and not finished. This unfortunately is one of them. But honestly, I'll probably just restart from the beginning because I'm 5 pages in. So it's not like a big thing. But here's the blurb. For 20 years, Sayona has devoted every waking moment to the study of magic, fueled by a mad desire to achieve the impossible, to be the first woman ever admitted to the High Magistrate at the University of the Magic Industries. When Sayona finally passes the qualifying exam and becomes a High Mage, she finds her challenges have just begun. Her new colleagues are determined to make her feel unwelcome, and instead of a qualified lab assistant, they give her a janitor. What neither Sayona nor her peers realize is that her taciturn assistant was not always a janitor. 10 years ago, he was a nomadic hunter who lost his family on their perilous journey from the wild plains to the city. But now he sees the opportunity to understand the forces that decimated his tribe, drove him from his homeland, and keep the privilege and power. At first, mage and outsider have fictitious relationship, but working together they uncover an ancient secret that could change the course of magic forever, if it doesn't get them killed first. I'm excited. I've heard so many good things about it, and we love women in STEM. Science, technology, engineering, mathematics, and magic. But I'm super stoked about it, and I'm really eager to read it now that I'm kind of getting back on track with reading my physical books. Okay, not to brag, but I read 2 this last month, which is up by 2 from January. So slowly I'm getting back. Granted, I think I only read 2 books last month total. Last month was a rough month. We're gonna turn around in March, okay? I swear. 5th roll. That was such a dud. Oh, but 12. My most recent buy book. Well, I read my most recent buy book in February, so my next most recent buy book it will be. I have 2. So this is one of the, actually, I don't name it. I think I bought 3. 4 books? No, 3 books? 3 books or 4 books that I bought because I got a gift card for Christmas and then I went on the 25% off day, whatever. I digress. The book I'm talking about is The Mask of Mirrors by M.A. Carrick. One of my favorite book talkers loves this book. So most of the stuff that she recommends, I usually really enjoy because I think we have similar tastes in what we read. So I have really, really high expectations for this because of that. Same with Blood Over Brave, and she highly recommends that one. So with both these being recommended, one of my favorite creators on the app, I have really high hopes for these ones to be like amazing reads. So here is the blurb. Fortune favors the bold, magic favors the liars. Ren is a con artist who has come to the sparkling city of Nadzera with one goal, to trick her way into a noble house, securing her fortune and her sister's future. But her masquerade is just one of many, and as corrupt nightmare magic begins to weave its way through the city of dreams, the poisonous feuds of its nobility and the shadowy dangers of its impoverished underbelly become tangled, with Ren at the heart. I'm stoked. I can't remember if there's 2 or 3 books in this series. I know there obviously is a second one because the Liar's Note is on here, but I can't remember if it's a duology or a trilogy off the top of my head. But wait, I'm excited to see how this goes. I've been meaning to read this one for a hot minute, and it's been on my TBR and on my lookout for a while. It's written by 2 authors. That's fun. I always love a book when it's like, you know, kind of like, I guess, uniquely written in a way. Like 2 authors is not something you commonly see. So I'm excited for this. Let's get on to our 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 rule. 3 left, including this one. 1. I'll read a library book. Well, that's really easy. I'm not gonna get a physical one for this. I read a ton of library books, so I guess I could go to the library and get a physical book for this. It just depends on what the library has. Oops, my die. Yeah, because right now I don't have any books from the library, but I listen to a lot of my audiobooks via Libby and Hoopla, which are apps that you connect to your library card that you are able to access your library books from the app over the internet, I guess. So I use that a lot. So I am gonna, I think, skip this one because I don't know if I'm gonna end up making it to the library this month, and also because I use Hoopla and Libby every single day, so I'm not really too concerned about supporting my local library. Maybe I'll try to take a stop in this month and do maybe a little library blog for you guys, but it's not, I'll have to see. It's a really busy month for me, so we'll hopefully get around to going to the library, but I don't know if I will. And this was a really long rant, really just saying to support your local libraries and get a library card if you don't have one. They are free. You just generally offer like a proof of address and they'll just give it to you. And there's so many resources and they're amazing, and you should support your local libraries. Please, thank you, love that. Okay, next rule. 3. Read a series with 3 or more books in it. Okay. This month is packed with heavy hitters. That's crazy. A series on my shelf that I currently have that has 3 or more books. Well, technically there's one other one. The 4th book in the Paladin's Grace series, but I'm not reading it this month. I have something else I want to do with it, so that's why I'm going to be picking Brandon Sanderson's Mistborn. I think there's like 7 books in this series because there's like part 1, which is like 1, 2, 3, part 4, which I think is another set of 3, and then there's a random one. I think, I don't really know. I'm going to say that this counts, Mistborn. I need to read this because my friends were like, oh, you need to read Mistborn before you read Winds of Truth because then you'll get the story better. Okay, babe, whatever you say. Yeah, so apparently I need to read this before I can read Winds of Truth. But I kind of already started Winds of Truth, but then I stopped reading Winds of Truth because I got a little bit bored. Because I said, why are we going on a side quest? We have 10 days and we're going on a side quest. Here's the blurb for Mistborn. Once a hero rose to save the world. He failed. Ever since, the world has been a wasteland of ash and mist controlled by the immortal emperor known as the Lord Ruler. But hope survives. A new uprising is forming, one built around the ultimate caper, the cunning of a brilliant criminal mastermind, and the determination of an unlikely heroine, a street urchin who must learn to master the power of a Mistborn. Despite my little tangent at the beginning of this, I am excited to read Mistborn. I know it's going to be a good book. I know it's going to be a good read. I enjoy Brandon Sanderson and his writing. I read most of the Stormlight Archives, Menace Wind of the Truth. I've read, you know, some of his little independent projects that he's done, like Trust Emerald Sea, You the Nightmare Painter, The Sunlit Man. Don't get me started on that one. Not too pleased about that. Anyway, a book with a green cover. Oh, I know what I want. I'm picking Jade City by Fonda Lee. Another one of those books where I know it's gonna be so good and I just need to read it. Once I start, I'm not gonna be able to put it down. I will say though, first tangent, side note, per the usual, they have new covers. They redid the covers. And don't get me wrong, okay, I like the new covers, but I hate when my books don't match. I hate it. That's why The Beast of Prey kind of scratches my brain wrong, because they don't match. But they're both hardback, so that's fine. So I don't really know, but the covers don't match anymore. So I'm kind of upset about that. But that's okay, because, you know, I guess what you gonna do? Missed the boat on that one, didn't realize they were making new covers. Until I went and I was like, that doesn't look like what I have. Why doesn't it look like what I have? Heard amazing things about this. Same thing as, you know, the previous 2 I talked about, or 3. I really loaded this month up. Highly recommended to me based on what I read and what I enjoy, and by the same book talker, so I have high hopes. Here is the blurb on the back. For centuries, honorable green bone warriors have used magical jade to enhance their abilities and defend the islands of Kekon from foreign invasion. Now the war is over and a new generation vies for control of Kekon's bustling capital city. 4 siblings of the powerful Cole family must prepare for battle, and the fragile peace between the clans is about to break. There's 3 books in the series. It's a trilogy. I do think I know that. No! Look, I don't know if you can see, but the top of my book is kind of messed up. Oh man, it's only just gonna get beat up more when I go to actually read it. That's so sad. Oh well, I don't mind. If it's a little beat up, that just means it's well loved. And I don't mind having well loved books because I love all my books. I think it's time to get to our last book. Yeah, it's time to get to our last book. And the last roll is a 5. These are not, now I'm looking though. I thought the ink was black, but it kind of looks gray brown to me. Anyway, not that what'd I say? 5. Friend picks? Shit, I don't think I have any books that friends have bought me. Oh man. Okay, give me a second. I gotta look. Oh, I have a book that my mom recommended me. I'm gonna count that as a friend. My mom got this book for me a little bit ago. It's Circus Train by Anita Parika, and I'm super stoked about this kit. If you didn't get earlier, I'm a woman in STEM. I am in the science field, and I love science just as much as I love books. It's one thing I'm very passionate about, and this book talks about medicine and science. So I'm excited. I know this also is gonna make me cry. I can just already tell it's one of the reasons I've been putting off reading it, but I also know that it's gonna be really good. Here's the blurb. Lena Papadopoulos has never quite found her place within the circus, even as the daughter of the extraordinary headlining illusionist Theo. Brilliant and curious, Lena yearns for the real-world magic of science and medicine, despite her father's overprotection and the limits her world places on her because she is disabled. Her unconventional life takes an exciting turn when she rescues Alexandre, an orphan with his own secrets and mysterious past. As their friendship flourishes over several years and Alexander trains as the illusionist's apprentice, World War II escalates around them. Theo and Alexandre find themselves contracted to work and perform in a model town for Jews that was set up by the Nazi. Lena is separated from everything she knows, forced to make her own way. Lena must confront her doubts and dare to believe in the impossible herself. I believe because I actually started reading this one, another one of the books that fell victim to me not reading physical books. I believe that Lena's mother got polio and died, and then Lena also got polio, which is why she's disabled. She is paralyzed, which is one of the symptoms of what happens when you get polio. She is disabled, wheelchair bound. But I'm excited for this. I already know I'm gonna cry because the thought of it already is gonna make me get choked up. I'm stoked. I think this is gonna be a great read. I think I'm gonna bawl my eyes out, and I'm ready to be sad. So here is my March TBR. Stay tuned on how much I actually read, if we read any of them. I have high hopes for myself. I believe in me and my ability to read books, physical books.